landscapes for future generations. But we're abusing the very land that proffers these priceless benefits. I worked for the Forest Service for 23 years, 22 and a half actually. I learned a lot. Like one, how to carry a gallon of ice cream 4.5 miles down a trail to an SCA crew without it melting. Now first you take wet newspaper and then some aluminum foil and duct tape, but I digress. If you want to know the secret to carrying the ice cream, let me know. What I really want to share with you though today is my story about coming to know the land, how the backcountry crept into my heart and grabbed a hold with both hands and demanded that I seek ways to help people understand and remember their connection with the land and to awaken that spirit of conservation in as many people as possible. You're on that same journey, so you'll understand. You know, it took me a while, but I finally figured it out, that half jest, half jab questioning about why I should be running a forest or a ranger district in the Forest Service when I was not a forester. And actually, for a while, I wondered if it was an appropriate critique. After all, foresters had been running the Forest Service for almost 100 years. And maybe my questioners knew something that I didn't. So I asked myself, just what did my education as a landscape architect teach me that applied to understanding and managing millions of acres of national forest? Over time, it crystallized to one phrase: understanding the relationship of humans to nature. All the theory, the design, the planning courses, all seemed to rest on one immutable precept. And it became abundantly clear to me that on public lands in particular, all natural resource decisions were actually social decisions. Yes, science played a role, not a very prominent role many times, but the real driver? People. So who better to manage public lands than a landscape architect, someone trained in how people and landscapes intertwine. You know, for millennia, the land has drawn people to it, enticed them into its unknown corners, enchanted them, challenged them, fed and clothed them. And in this giving, the land elicited an attachment so strong that people would fight and die to protect it. The motherland, sandwiched right in there between God and family. Landscapes do provide the stuff of life: clean air, pure water, food, and more recently, we bless its ability to sequester carbon. But I also came to recognize that what we really want, what people really want from landscapes, is experience in precious open space where we can create memories and gather our stories. It's the land's character and abundance that foments attachment, but it's the meaning that we derive from events and experiences playing across its panoramas over time that has woven people to place with interlocking stitches. We long to experience that connection with people and animals that walked here before us, and by our actions add to that collective legacy. As unraveled as the relationship has become, there's still enough left to mend. We revel in the beauty of natural landscapes. It calms yet inspires us. We crave solitude, scaling ourselves against the larger world, finding and exploring its meaning through symbols, metaphors, and relationships with the land and its inhabitants. And nature stands as our original house of worship, providing spiritual sustenance as we contemplate our connectedness and interdependence on the near mystical miracles of the web of life. The land we know best becomes not just our source of sustenance, it's our touchstone. The place we understand, the place whose very smell tugs at our heart. Our anchor as we try to remain sane and connected in this maelstrom of change. When we look at the bigger picture, we start to recognize how confused so many people have become about their relationship with the land, and thus have become so disassociated. Should we be shocked that American 5-year-olds can recognize hundreds of corporate logos on site and yet be unable to identify 10 plants in their neighborhood? I think we should be. Our disassociation with nature allows us to live with utterly opposite truths, and that's truth in quotation, and think that it's normal. For instance, that we can remain insatiable consumers and continue to live in a sustainable world. How did this happen? Well, in my my opinion, the petroleum age has greased our little bottoms and slid us right into increasingly pronounced dichotomies while assuring us that everything is just fine with the world, despite the chasms that we see between excess and scarcity, keen intellect and mass ignorance, high-tech comfort and knife-edge survival. And even more deftly, petroleum has slid us into the age of apprehension. To apprehend means to understand, but it also means to fear. We understand we have an addiction to oil. We fear what it's doing to us and the land, yet that angst is subsumed by the fear of withdrawal. We know what we need to do, but we fear doing it. So we sling some blame in the direction of a corporation, and then we take another hit. And the land takes another hit. In this age of instant global information sharing, we find our established dichotomies about land that used to provide such comfort and surety about boundaries and power and place have really become quite murky. We used to have 3 conveniently separate venues for organizing our mass consumption of resources. We live in capital H here. We get our stuff from capital O over there. And away is where we throw all the things that we want to dispose of as a result of our unwanted or ignored consequences of consumption. And we've conveniently forgot that away surrounds us, fouling the air, the water, the shelter for all species, including us. The self-induced delusion of separate places on one planet has led to social schizophrenia and divisiveness. Follow this bizarre sketch of our present reality. We want more and more stuff from over there, here, while we try to throw more and more stuff away over there. But that pesky junk and the toxins from away keep showing up here, and the unwanted stuff and pesky junk that those people from over there are throwing away is coming here too. And now the people from over there are watching their good stuff come here, and they want to come here too because this is where the good stuff is coming, and they're running out of it over there, and we seem to be pretty intent on getting it all here, but we clearly don't want the people from over there here. We want them to go away. No wonder we're crazed. That stuff that we accumulate so voraciously, similar to our addiction to oil, serves as a metaphor for what we really want. We want happiness. We want beauty. We want security. We want respect and love. Well, the need for a reality check looms pretty large here, because the degree to which we use these addictions as substitutes for what we really want is directly proportional to the loss of sane